All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Yes.
Today we're looking at Chapter 3
Okay.
of The Fellowship of the Ring. 3 is company.
Right.
And this chapter is really where things start to feel different for Frodo.
Absolutely.
Because in the last chapter,
yes.
The Shadow of the Past,
right.
Gandalf just dropped a bomb on Frodo,
He did.
revealing the true nature of the ring.
Right.
And suddenly this thing that seemed like this simple inheritance is now this terrifying responsibility.
Yeah, Tolkien really wastes no time in establishing this kind of sense of urgency and even dread that hangs over Frodo as he's leaving the Shire.
Yeah, it's a big contrast to,
Absolutely.
The way that The Hobbit starts, where it's very lighthearted.
Yes, very lighthearted.
And fun and adventurous. And this is like, oh no, this is serious business.
This is serious business now.
And it really makes you think, like if the fate of the world just suddenly landed in your lap, what would you do?
Yeah, what would you do?
I mean,
it's a great question.
Would you just run away?
Well, and that's what I think is so compelling about Frodo's character, is that he's not like Bilbo, setting off on this grand adventure. He doesn't want this ring.
Right.
This is a burden that's thrust upon him, and he accepts it, knowing the danger.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really different kind of heroism. It's born out of duty and sacrifice.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, a thirst for adventure.
Right.
Like we see in Bilbo.
And not alone.
That's right.
On this journey.
He's not.
He's got Samwise Gamgee.
Yes.
His gardener.
Yes.
And Pippin Took. And, Pippin brings a little levity to the situation.
A little lightheartedness.
Yeah. And I love how Sansa excitement is such a contrast to Frodo's apprehension. Like, here's Frodo, burdened with the fate of the world. And he's like, Sam, you want to come with me on this suicidal mission? And he's like, yeah, sure, let's go.
Yeah, let's go on an adventure.
And it's really interesting. I think it highlights the importance of friendship in this story.
Absolutely. Even in the face of such darkness, the friendship can be a source of strength.
Yeah, and it's really important.
Yeah.
Because things are about to get real.
They are.
They're leaving the Shire.
This place that Tolkien has described as so idyllic.
Yes.
And peaceful and beautiful.
He does a great job, doesn't he, of making you feel like the Shire is just this wonderful place.
It makes it even more poignant that they have to leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really feel for Frodo having to leave this place behind.
Yeah. And as they journey away from home, the landscape starts to change too.
Yes, it does.
It's like mirroring what's going on inside Frodo.
That's a great point.
Like he's leaving the Shire, but he's also leaving behind his old life.
Exactly.
He's stepping into
the unknown. And the landscape reflects that.
Yes.
But they're not alone. Out there, lurking in the shadows, are these scary figures.
Oh.
The Black Riders.
Yeah.
And the way that Tolkien describes them, it's so chilling.
It is.
It's like that sniffing that they do.
Yeah.
And just these cloaked figures on horseback. It's like, this isn't a children's tale.
No, this is not The Hobbit.
Right. This is serious.
And I think the Black Riders, they represent Sauron's power.
Yes.
Reaching out. It's no longer just about getting the ring to Rivendell. Now it's about survival.
Yeah. And it's interesting because even though we have this threat, Tolkien doesn't let us forget about their camaraderie. They're still sharing stories.
Yes.
They're singing songs. It kind of reminds us that even in the darkest of times, their bond is what's going to get them through.
Their strength.
Yeah. And it's not just random songs that they're singing.
Right.
Like especially the elven songs. They hint at this broader history.
In Middle-earth, it's like connecting Frodo to something bigger.
Huge world.
Than yourself.
Exactly.
And it all comes back to the title of this chapter. 3 is company.
Right.
And it's not just about the number of hobbits who are going on this journey. It's about the importance of companionship, like not being alone when you're faced.
It's unimaginable.
Exactly. I think it speaks to that theme that resonates throughout the whole trilogy. This importance of fellowship, of sharing the burden, of having a shared purpose to overcome darkness.
And it makes you think about, the importance of companionship in your own life. Like, who are the people that you rely on, that you draw strength from?
Absolutely.
So I think this chapter, 3 is Company, really acts as this bridge between the comfort of the Shire and the perils that are to come.
Yeah.
We see Frodo's courage. We see the growing thread of the ring. And we see the importance of friendship, all kind of woven together.
It's beautifully done. I think what I'm really struck by is how Tolkien uses the changing landscape to kind of mirror what's happening inside Frodo. He's leaving the Shire, but he's also leaving behind this old life and stepping into the unknown. And that's a journey that's going to continue for the rest of the story. And it makes me wonder, how Dolinar, these external challenges, going to shape Frodo's character and ultimately determine his fate. Yeah. It's definitely something to think about.
It is.
As we continue our deep dive into Middle-earth.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Me